Hello everyone, we're going to do a fun video today and we're going to create a podcast in less than 5 minutes on subject matter that's in the news right now and everyone's talking about it. But what we're going to use is NotebookLM, and what that is, it's a personalized AI research tool that does a lot of things for you. It allows you to upload documentation in various forms, and it just organizes it, uses AI to sift through it, do a detailed analysis of it, and also allows you to create a podcast with really natural voices, which you'll see in a minute. So the goal here is to take some information about the latest, hottest topic, feed it into NotebookLM, and have it create a podcast about it. And you'll see just in a few minutes how we accomplish this. So let me start right now. So go to the website notebooklm.google. Okay, it's free when you have a Google account, and you want to go to try NotebookLM. Okay, it'll take you to this page, and all we do is choose create, and it's going to ask us for our sources of information. So for this podcast, I want to get the latest information from broadcast in YouTube. So in YouTube, I come in here, and this is actually my channel, but I'm going to show you how to actually scrape data from a transcript. So you can take the latest YouTube videos that you think are good sources of information and feed it to the AI engine. So here I will show you on one of my videos using AI how you do it. You come in here, you hit more, you go all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see a show transcript button. Click that. It's going to put it over here. Now we don't want these numbers, so I'm going to click this, toggle timestamps off, and then I'm just going to come down here, highlight everything, right click, and hit copy, and I'll just paste that into Notepad. That's what I did with broadcast about Diddy. So here you can see the document that I created. So I took 4 reliable YouTube channels that I thought was good information, and I just took the transcripts, put it in here, and then we're going to let AI take over from there. So I'm going back to my notebook. I'm going to copy this document. I'm going to select, right click, select all, right click, select copy, and I can use several types of documents. I can use Google Docs, Google Slides, a website link, which is awesome. It'll crawl a website link for you, or I can paste it, copy and paste it here, which is what I'll do. So all my sources of information are in here, and I'm going to insert. Okay, now that we have the information in there, all we have to do to create a podcast is come down to Notebook Guide, and this gives you your options on what you want to actually see or do. And we can do a deep dive conversation, and we're just going to click generate. It's going to use a female voice and a male voice, and it's going to have an interesting conversation about the information that we gave it. So I'm going to click generate, and this will take a few minutes, so I'm going to pause the video, but I'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, so the podcast is finished, or it took about 5 minutes to compile. So let's take a listen to it.
Right, so Diddy, right? I mean, we all know Diddy, right? The guy was on top of the world, key to the city, the whole 9 yards. But now he's facing some serious federal charges, the kind that could land you behind bars for a long, long time. We're talking abuse allegations, whispers of sex trafficking, even drug charges. It's a lot to unpack, and that's before we even get to the whole Southern District of New York thing, which, let's be real, is not where you want to end up if you're in trouble with the law.
Yeah, the SDNY, they don't mess around. We're talking about a whole different ballgame, a specialized unit. They handle the big cases, the complex stuff, the high-profile names, white-collar crime, financial fraud, you name it. They've seen it all. And when it comes to sex trafficking, they're practically the gold standard, especially with archaic cases. So yeah, Diddy's in a tough spot, no doubt about it.
And it all started with those civil lawsuits, right? Like, those were the first domino to fall.
Exactly. A bunch of civil suits popped up, and then things took a turn. The feds, they obviously saw something there, something worth digging into. And, well, let's just say they must have found what they were looking for, because next thing you know, bam, full-blown criminal investigation.
All right, so you see that it did a really good job of synthesizing the voices. They have voices, and it's going to be a pretty interesting podcast. I'm going to go ahead and play the entirety of it so you can listen to it, see how it did. But be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. We're going to be producing a lot more of these on all kinds of AI stuff. So give us a thumbs up and enjoy the podcast.
High stakes, tough prosecutors, got it. But what exactly are they going after Diddy for?
Well, the indictment, it's a lot, but it comes down to three main charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force or coercion, and transportation for prostitution.
Okay, so in English.
Basically, they're saying this was a pattern, a system of abuse and exploitation, not just isolated incidents.
Right, and this is where those freak-offs everyone's been talking about come in. But I gotta ask, what exactly makes a party a federal case?
Yeah, good point. But we're not talking about your average kegger here.
Mm-hmm.
These were allegedly pretty intense drugs, coercion. Sometimes they went on for days, according to the indictment.
Okay, yeah, that's not a party anymore. And the indictment, it gets into some really disturbing details, like violence, even filming some of these alleged incidents.
Exactly. And it gets worse. Remember that criminal enterprise thing?
Yeah.
They're saying Diddy had help, employees, booking rooms, getting drugs, driving people around, even cleaning up afterward. It paints a picture of an organized effort, which is crucial for that racketeering charge.
Wow, so this wasn't just a party, it was an operation. There's a lot to take in. So what's the strongest evidence they have so far?
Well, they've mentioned videos, text messages, that sort of thing, which could be huge. But they're really hammering home the physical evidence from those raids.
Oh,
Thousands of bottles of baby oil and lubricant.
thousands.
Yeah, thousands. They're trying to show the sheer scale of it all. Like, this wasn't just a couple of things here and there.
Yeah.
This was something else entirely.
So we've heard the accusations, we've heard about the evidence, but what about Diddy's side of the story? He's saying he's not guilty, right?
Yeah, not guilty on all charges. And his legal team, they're not taking this lying down, that's for sure.
I bet. Heard they're really pushing for bail.
Oh, yeah, they're pulling out all the stops. Millions of dollars, his place in Miami, the whole 9 yards.
Wow, that's some serious collateral. But it hasn't worked so far, right? Judges are saying no.
2 judges, actually. And it's not just about the money. They see him as a flight risk, and who could blame them?
Private jets, homes all over. Yeah, I can see how that would make a judge nervous. Plus, there's always the concern about, witness tampering, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Obstruction of justice is a big deal. And the prosecution, they're already pointing to some past behavior from Diddy that raises red flags.
Makes sense. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Diddy, right? We're talking about these legendary parties. Tons of big names.
Yeah.
You gotta think. Some of those people, they might be sweating a little bit right now.
Oh, absolutely. This whole thing has ripple effect written all over it.
Right. Like, remember those clips we heard? Ashton Kutcher, LeBron. They talked about these parties. This wasn't exactly a secret society. So who else was there? And what did they see?
$1 million question, right? And this is where things get really interesting. Because prosecutors, they love a good cooperating witness.
Oh, yeah. Those plea deals can be pretty tempting.
Especially if you're looking at potential charges yourself. It's a classic tactic. Flip someone lower down to get to the bigger fish.
Wow. It's like legal chess. But there's another side to this too, right? Like, why are so many people staying silent? Is it loyalty? Fear? What's the deal?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Could be fear of legal trouble. Maybe they've already lawyered up and been told to keep quiet. Or yeah, maybe it's loyalty. Maybe they think this will all blow over. But like they say, sometimes silence speaks volumes.
So where does that leave us? A mountain of evidence, a high-profile defendant, and a whole lot of unanswered questions.
It's a lot. It is. And I think the biggest takeaway here is this is far from over. This case, it could send shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. It's a reminder that no one is above the law, no matter how much money or fame you have. And for anyone who thinks they've got this all figured out, trust me, this is just the beginning. Prosecutors, they're playing the long game. They've probably got a lot more up their sleeves.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Diddy's world, it was all about money, power, and who you knew. If these allegations are true, it makes you wonder, at what point does looking the other way become complicity? That's something to think about. This is one for the history books, folks, that's for sure. Until next time, keep digging deeper.
All right, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.